Let's go over Star Wars Episode 9, the final film of the Skywalker saga. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, Episode 9 is currently filming over at Pinewood and Cardington, and after that they plan to film on, of course, different locations, such as Italy, Guilin, China, and quite possibly even Jordan, which could very well mean that we are heading back over to Jakku. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. So, what I find very interesting about Episode 9 is exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to wrap up the entire trilogy and combine all 9 movies into one big movie, and also what he will be doing with the prequel trilogy continuity. Now, these past couple of days or so, we've been going over some of the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc., one of which has all to do with Kylo Ren and Emperor Palpatine. It seems as so that if this actually makes it to the finalized version of the movie, Emperor Palpatine will play a minor role in Episode 9. Specifically, Kylo Ren with an ignited lightsaber, presumably his crossguard saber, cutting through a blast door on some jungle planet and entering into what appears to be a vault. Eventually, Kylo Ren is holding a square object that projects a lifelike projection of Emperor Palpatine. Palpatine's hand is raised in front of Kylo Ren, showing him blueprints, it seems, or diagrams that could be a new weapon in front of Kylo. Kylo examines it and turns off the projection and takes the device with him, as if he will be using it throughout the whole entire movie, if this comes into play here. So, in a sense, Kylo would be working with Emperor Palpatine. Now, I don't know what kind of diagrams or blueprints this could be that Kylo is going over. This could also be a new super weapon that maybe Kylo is looking into, or an abandoned idea by Emperor Palpatine that could work now in the present time to fight off the Resistance, and the First Order can win this war, for once and for all. So looking at Episode 9, guys, I gotta say, how would I feel if this is going to be the plans of a new super weapon? Now, I for one would say this. I feel like that a super weapon in the final installment of this trilogy should not even be a thing. I feel like that we should move away from super weapons. And though, there's nothing that really goes over it being a super weapon, I think that J.J. Abrams, and I wouldn't be too surprised if he did introduce some kind of super weapon. Now, we do know that apparently the Resistance is going to have one of their own called the Sledgehammer that can only be used once. It actually rams through Star Destroyers as if they were toys, and that's actually one of the plans by the Resistance. Also, that was a deleted scene. Either, it didn't make it off paper, I'm not quite sure, but it was a deleted scene nonetheless for The Force Awakens that may make it into Episode 9. So, looking at Episode 9 and all of these different ideas that Disney and Lucasfilm are trying to toy around with, and if Emperor Palpatine does come into play here and interacts with Kylo Ren, I think that'll be the most surreal moment. I mean, Kylo looking at the very master of his grandfather, right? The master who started it all. The individual who turned his grandfather to the dark side of the Force. And that's another big question open on the table right now. How well informed is Kylo Ren on the character of Emperor Palpatine? Does he know a lot about him? Does he know the history of Darth Sidious? I would be pretty sure that he does, since Luke Skywalker knows a lot about Sidious, and so does Supreme Leader Snoke. So, Episode 9, I gotta say, with Kylo Ren going into the vault here on this jungle-like planet, could this very well be Pilio? I'm starting to believe that maybe it's the planet Pilio. If you guys go ahead and watch the cutscene for Battlefront 2, we do have a similar cutscene in which Luke Skywalker and I believe it's Del Meeko, they go through a blast door, they open it up, and Luke Skywalker uses the Force to open it up, however. They go in there and there's a vault, and that's exactly how Luke finds the compass that led him over to the first Jedi Temple. So there's a lot of potential in these vaults that are around the galaxy that the Emperor has hidden away over the years that are now being discovered okay, post-Return of the Jedi era, leading into the sequel trilogy as well. Now, one of the other descriptions that we went over not too long ago was Rey going into a vault as well on a sandy planet, most likely Jakku, or maybe even Jeddah, where she goes in there and she actually interacts with a hologram, a more, primitive hologram, like the more downgraded hologram, where she's interacting with it and she's going over certain revelations from Emperor Palpatine about Jakku, quite possibly. All of these different ideas and things happening in Episode 9. It's going to be very intriguing to see exactly what J.J. Abrams will be throwing into the finalized version of the movie, and exactly how it will actually be best for the plot. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.